Welcome back to the garage, guys, and today we're going to be installing a new centre stand console for the KTM RC8. This is my old one, and what I've been finding is after I'd adjusted the rear sets and I'd lowered them down to suit my height, every time I went for first gear it was catching the side stand, which was causing it to cut out. I thought I'd sorted it, I thought I'd resolved the issue. I'd adjusted the spring a little bit, moved it back out of the way, and thought nothing more of it. And I went for a ride last week, and as I came to take a very sharp left hand bend, I dropped it down into first gear because it was almost at a standstill. As I went to go and I lifted the clutch out, it just cut out. Did that a couple of times and kind of left me wondering what's going on. So a little bit of investigation work, had a bit of digging, and I found that the side stand is coming out away from the bike too far. The springs are pulling it out, which didn't make sense to me, so my stand would move back and forth probably just over 1/4 of an inch. So I had a look at it, and it turns out the hole that the bolt goes through for the centre stand, which is this one, I don't know if you can see that, when you pop that in, I don't know if you can see that there, it wobbles back and forth. Now it might not look much on the camera, but when you've got the centre stand on the end of there, it's quite a lot. So KTM sent me out a new one, and come in black as well, which is good to match the bike. When you put the bolt through now, there's no movement at all. There we go. So fingers crossed this will resolve the issue. Hopefully with this installed it'll pull the stand in towards the bike, which will probably give it a good 1/4 of an inch away from the lever, which hopefully resolve the issue. So we're going to get into it, we're going to get this installed. Hope you like the video. If you like it, subscribe, hit the bell button, keep following us, we've got loads more content coming up over the coming months. Keep supporting us, let us know who you are, let us know where you're based, where you live, if you're in the UK or anywhere around the world. If you happen to be over in the UK and you want to go for a ride, give us a shout and we'll arrange a meet up. Okay, so as I was trying to show you just a second ago, this is the this is the original hole here. Just bring it a little bit closer. As you can see, when that bolt goes through, there's a lot of movement in that. Yeah, when you put it in the original, the new one, sorry, you put it in the new one, no movement at all. And that's how it should be. So, got a few bits on this one. Sorry. So we've got a few bits on this one. I'll take this off, take this plate off, take this off, transfer them onto that one, and then we can start putting it all back together. The actual hardest part about this is linking the spring from the stand onto here. It's an absolute nightmare. We'll show you that when we come to it. So we're going to get into it, guys, and we'll get it done and dusted. By the way, get yourself a set of these if you work on your own bike. Socket spanners, they're absolute saviour. I'm assuming this will be Loctited. There we go. There we go. That's the plate there. It is bent a little bit, I've noticed. And then we've got this one to take off. Also, again, if you're working on a bike, your own bike, get yourself up one of these. They are, I forgot what they're called, Pro Works, and it's just a little set, and you can either use it in your drill, like I'm doing here, where you can put the extension piece in, or you can slide the bar through there and use it as a T-bar. Absolutely fantastic piece of kit. think this is going to lock tight on it again. There we go. So that's the old one. That's a new one. Now it is a bit filthy, so I'm just going to stick a bit of this on it. So once you've stripped it all down, make sure you get yourself some Loctite, and we are ready to start putting this all back together. So I think I might just straighten that back out first in the vise. As you can see there's a bit of a gap there. You can see that. So I'm just going to straighten that out a little bit in the vise. Okay, so straighten that out as best I can for now, and that's a lot better, as you can see. Nice and flush. So get a Loctite on this bolt. In fact, it was this one, I think. Yep. Don't want any of this business backing out on us while we're riding. Big thumping V-twin has a tendency to back up bolts out and stuff with all the vibrations, so it's always worth putting some Loctite on there. Ensure that nothing backs out on you. So I'm just going to pop that through there for now. So I'll line that up. Okay, and then just 1 second. So what I'm going to do, you've got these little plates here, I don't know if you can see them there, and little overhangs. I'm going to pull them tight to stop this from moving, which will also help this from wobbling around in there as time goes by. This is steel, that's only cast aluminium, so this will get weaker a lot quicker than this will. This is off the old one and hasn't worn, but obviously this has moved around over time, so I'm going to now put this a lot tighter up against there just so it's fixed a lot better. So to do that I need some pliers. Okay, so that's all nice and snug and fit on nice and tight. Now we've got to fit this on. So where's my screw gun? So again, that one will fit in there, and again a little bit of Loctite. Anyone that rides a V-twin that does work on them should always be using a bit of Loctite. All the vibrations and the rattling and stuff will cause the screws and stuff to back out. There's no Loctite on them over time anyway. So make sure those holes will line up nicely. Don't tighten that up too tight yet, because you've got another, you've got the side stand to put through. Sorry, not the side stand. That actually bolts onto the framework. So leave that loose for now, just in case you haven't quite got that lined up. The next thing is to refit the side stand. Now, again, this is a bit dirty, so I'm just going to give this a quick clean. Okay, so once the plate's fitted, this plate's fitted back on, and you get your bolts all nice and tight. Don't forget your Loctite as well. And then got to fit this back onto the bike. Once that's fitted on the bike, put the side stand back on, which goes on there, nice and snug. And the bolt goes through, and then you've got a little bolt here which fits inside of there. Again, don't forget your Loctite, and then they are where the spring goes between, which is a nightmare to fit on. There's two of you, it would make life a lot easier, or if you've got a different method, an easier way of doing it, please leave a link to a video of it and you know, we can share that around just to make life a lot easier. Right, okay, so I'm going to get this on the bike and I'll come back to you. So firstly, I'm going to connect this onto the back of here, which is what registers when the stand is up or down. So I'm just going to try and do that as best I can. It's dead awkward, so just forgive me while I try and get this done. So these are the bolts that go through there. I just need to put some Loctite on them first. When you come to fit that up, hopefully with a little bit of moving around, it should all just fit back in nice and snug, a bit like that. There we go. Right, so we know that goes back in there nice and snug. Hopefully you can see all that. This one in. Next one. Again, a bit of Loctite. And then the last one, the last main bolt should I say, goes in at the back. Just check all the tightnesses, make sure that's super tight. We do not want them coming off. Okay, one more left to put in for the smaller ones, which goes in there. Okay, so we've now got to put this. So if anyone didn't know, you can see that there, that's a little magnet in your stand there, and that's what runs behind that little wired sensor that we connected onto the back of the side stand console, and that's what reads when your stand's up and down. So every time my lever was coming down, it was catching and pulling it away from the sensor, which was why we kept having the problems of it cutting out when I was going down for first gear. So again, make sure you put plenty of Loctite on. And this is a really awkward bolt to get in. So finger tighten up, and then you're good for putting the spring on. Now I'm not going to film putting the spring on because I'm going to have to move the camera out of the way because it's really awkward. So I'm probably going to have a bit of a fight on my hands, but once we've got the spring on, we'll come back to you. Okay, so we've got the spring on, stands back on, everything's buttoned up. The side stand console replacement has done what we expected to do. It's pulled the side stand in towards the bike and away from the gear lever, which is what we wanted. only time will tell now whether that's to resolve the issue or not, but if we do find that it's not working, we'll get back to you with an updated video. Follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. There'll be a link at the end of the video for that, so you can go and follow us. Give us a share and a like and a follow on YouTube. There's going to be quite a few informational videos coming out about the RC8 and the RC51, the SP1, the Thunder Pig as they call it. So stay tuned guys, give us a follow, like and a share, and we'll see you soon. Stay safe.